Eric Cantona, one of the Premier League greats, 5 Premier League titles, 3 FA Cups, 126 Premier League goal contributions in 156 games. When you think of that name, you may bring up his amazing goal catalogue, especially that chip. Well, I think of his fly kick. January 25th, 1995, Manchester United was second in the league, trailing by 12 points to Kenny Dalglish's Blackburn Rovers. The previous match, Manchester United defeated the league leaders 1-0 at Old Trafford, with a decisive goal being scored by Cantona. Off that, Ferguson would have wanted United to use that momentum for the much-needed win, as Crystal Palace were 19th in the league. This was anticipated to be a straightforward game for United. Going into the second half, David May gave Man United a 1-goal lead, but will get wiped out as Gareth Southgate nets in a deserved equaliser in the 79th minute, which is one of the scrappiest goals you will ever see. A disappointing display from the Reds will only get worse as Cantona receives a straight red on his challenge on the Eagles' number 4. It was becoming a horror show for Ferguson's men, but the episode was not over. While being ushered off the pitch, a fan with the name of Matthew Simmons ran down 11 rows of stairs, 11 rows, wanted to exclaim a couple words at Cantona, allegedly saying, "F off back to France." The Frenchman did take too nicely to those words, provoking Eric enough for him to charge at the fan with a kung fu kick, got up and threw a few haymakers for good measure. This caused the rest of the match to be utter chaos. The FA and the news went into utter meltdown the day after. Reporters were swarming the Frenchman's home. News outlets for a while were stretching this story thin and weary as could. The club, Manchester United, initially banned Cantona for 4 months, accompanied by a £20,000 fine. The FA couldn't help themselves to the situation and extended the ban to 9 months and added 20,000 more to his fine. The FA definitely wanted a couple new decorations for the annual Christmas party, because how are you doubling the fine? Criminally, Eric Cantona was charged with assault, sentenced to 2 weeks in prison, but obviously that was appealed and was changed to 120 hours of community service, which was him just coaching the youth.
Cantona's case didn't meet the specific requirements laid down to warrant jailing him, he said. A community service order was more appropriate for common assault.
The fan, Matthew Simmons, did not get off scot-free. As in court, he got handed a ban on entering any stadium in the Premier League. Apparently, after hearing this, he leaped over the bench, grabbed a lawyer, put him into a headlock. They had a fight with police officers, biting one in the arm, trying to charge at the journalist in the room, screaming, "You're liars. There's just no way."
He then appeared to try and fight one of the officers, who eventually managed to handcuff him and led him away.
Manchester United were obviously at a big loss without their talisman. While trailing to Blackburn, the Premier victory was in large doubt. United went on to win the first 3 games after Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, city rivals Manchester City, and Norwich City. Manchester United played West Ham in the last game of the season, 2 points behind the leaders. If they win this, they had a major chance of claiming victory at the Prem title, as Blackburn Rovers were facing Liverpool at the same time, hoping for the greatest rivals to hand them a favour. A lot of teams aren't that nice.
City again!
How they won that game.
West Ham take the lead at the 31st minute through Mark Hughes, not the way the Reds wanted. Eventually pushing and pushing, it took United half time to come up with an equaliser, but in the end, couldn't do enough. Liverpool actually beat Blackburn Rovers, but United could not do their job. Despite having a greater season than thought without Cantona, the lack of goals and cutting edge costed them in the long run. What I think is the most hilarious part of this situation is how Cantona speaks.
It's because I think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you.
His apologies are hilarious. Shakespeare will have a panic attack trying to break that down. All in all, I just find this story amusing and a Premier League classic moment. It probably cost Manchester United a title, but Cantona returning propelled them next season to win it anyway.